let it go. Just don't provoke me, cause I don't need no cellmates. I'm in a 2-seat, doing drops like a mailman. This ain't no hoopty ass, she riding, she's a hell yeah. No, I won't lose sleep about no pussy, I'm like farewell. Yeah. I'm outside. I know how it feel to see your homie switch sides. I know how to put that Rolls Royce shit in drive. I know how to load a clip and shoot, we gotta ride. You ain't gotta lie to me, baby, no. You know it's a vibe every time we catch him off sides, he won't make it, no. Money on my mind, I can't get it all. I've been outside.
Welcome to TruePod Studios here in Garfield, New Jersey. I'm here with my main man, Kenneth, George, and yours truly, Jonathan Hernandez.
Here you go. What's up, man?
Hey.
Let's go.
Do I got an applause? Come on.
There you go. Woo!
These shorts keep getting shorter. It's shorter. These shorts keep getting shorter and shorter.
Whoa.
Yeah, Kenneth.
Hey, what's up there?
I'm not sure. I think these are called hoochie
Short
daddies.
person wore short shorts, so everything is just short.
Yeah, my
Oh
knees
my
are.
God, those are short.
These are nice. These are some nice legs, though.
Nah,
These are marathon legs.
Yo. Don't do it.
These legs here have.
Hold on, he's
Don't
taking
do
us
it.
into his marathon.
Yo, these
Don't
legs,
do it, cause I'll
these
put up
legs
the
right
video.
here, you can do you want to do a close up of these marathon legs. You know, only people like myself.
Hey, camera.
Kevin Hart.
Camera.
You know,
And he
have
still listen,
legs
camera.
in these.
Look at me, camera. And he still got smoked
He got smoked.
by this superb athlete.
Cool. So, guys, talk about superb athlete. Today, we want to talk about a common topic. I've heard it 1,000 times on ESPN.
Can you say 1,000, not 1,000?
1,000.
Yeah, I'm sorry, son. That shit is bothering the fuck out of me.
Thousands?
Yeah, it's 1,000. TH.
did I say?
You say it with a D like a dinosaur. 1,000.
1,000.
No, it's 1,000.
Thousands.
Thou, like Thor. Thou.
What you
Thou.
just said
Thou.
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard.
Thousands.
Thou. The Thou is down today.
Thousands.
The Thou is
So
closed.
we hear this topic thousands of times.
Thou.
Thousands of times everywhere.
Okay, he's
Our
doing better.
athletes.
Then the muscles getting his way in his face.
There's athletes.
Thou.
There are athletes that go broke by the time they retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sad stories.
The majority, I think, actually, like
Thousands of
percentage-wise, I probably the majority of athletes go broke by the time they retire, or definitely don't have enough money to get to the end of their life comfortably with the money that they made while being a pro athlete.
Do you think is there's the thing of they get into their decided profession at a young age, 18, 19.
I think that's the biggest cause.
That's the biggest
I
cause.
think that's one of
Yeah.
the reasons that they
Yeah.
get
Like
caught
their
up
life
in-
was reversed. So say myself, us in the room at 18, we're broke. At 40, we're millionaires, right?
Yeah.
With them, it's the reverse effect. So they're millionaires at 18.
early on.
Well, it's hard to appreciate money if you didn't grow up with money,
yeah.
right? So,
That's one.
yeah, if you didn't grow up with money, the minute you get money, see, when you're broke, you're poor, the only thing you can do is get.
Yeah.
I hope I get that nice place. I hope I get those nice Jordans. I hope I get that nice apartment. I hope I get that dream car. So when you get money and it's achievable, you buy it.
Yeah.
But when you grow up into money, you already have it. And then you would just make more money and you're like, I already had a Lambo. I already had a Ferrari. I already had multi-million-dollar penthouses and this and that. So you tend not to spend as money as much because you already have it. But when you don't have it, it costs a lot of money to get it. And, a lot of athletes, they go broke. And you hear about, and then, they want to have these extravagant parties and run around with big crews that cost money.
I got it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I could imagine there's a lot of
It's also expected of them, too, which is the bad part.
that's the sad part about it.
Yeah, it's expected.
What do you think early on? Say, pick a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing. We all like boxing.
Yeah, I mean, if I could definitely give you some examples in boxing where you would see a young fighter that starts off with a great career. I mean, one of the most famous guys is probably Mike Tyson, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys. I don't know too much about other sports because I'm mainly combat sports.
Right.
But Mike Tyson's a big example of not being ready for a huge sum of money coming at you all at once, and planning and all that. You're young, and
well, he bought everything with his money that he wasn't able to get when he was poor, and he had
Tiger.
Yeah.
So how do you plan for? Is that what it is? Planning for retirement?
I just see often. I just see so often in other sports, and like I said, this conversation I've seen endless amount of times. Is I just did not know, right? But then they surround themselves with an agent, a business manager, a mentor, XYZ, and it's like I just did not know. They still the response is I did not know.
You know what I think? And I actually had this conversation with somebody else. I blame it on the organization giving the money to him. Not the amount of money. Mm-hmm. But if you know this kid is 18, has $100 million, it should automatically come with financial advisors that mean well. It should come with structure. It should come with everything to the T so that they're not another story.
I think that's
why can't it come with it?
I think that would be lovely, right? I think that the boxers of now are more educated financially than the ones in the 80s, maybe or even the 90s.
Yeah. You know who preaches a lot to people? Paulie Malignaggi.
Paulie,
he's a perfect. Yeah, shout out to Paulie. Good dude, good friend of mine. Pretty much a brother. Paulie was one of the very, very smart boxers. Paulie, while he was boxing, always knew, I have a life after boxing. I have to prepare for that now. So what Paulie did when he started first making good money, right, which was like a Amir Khan fight, he was making 7 figures already. He knew that I have to buy a property every single fight. And he did about 8 more fights after the Amir Khan, or 7. And he currently owns 8 properties, all paid. So he was basically banking his money a long time ago. And what he'll do, he'll buy a cool car. And he treated himself one time, not every time.
Not every time.
He never paid for all the entourages. He took his money and he bought assets after boxing.
So the investment has to kick in right away. That's the key.
Right away. Right away. And how often will you take a 18, 19-year-old superstar boxer, give him $2 million for the fight, is he going to go buy a house in full every single paycheck and put renters in there?
Takes discipline, right? That's one of the key things.
Honestly, I think it almost takes luck, bro. Almost takes luck for you to reach that stage or have the right person around you to guide them. That's why Shakur Stevenson, where he's at right now, I think he's always going to be fine. Because I will be disappointed, and it doesn't matter, you know. We know Shakur pretty good. Like his rest in peace. His father's a good friend of ours, and we know that he's in good hands with Andre Ward. I don't know Andre. Andre don't know me, but me being a fan and somebody who respects Andre Ward, I will feel disappointed if Andre Ward, who's his manager, is not behind him going, yo, bro, got that paycheck? Good. This is what you're going to do. Bang, 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 bang. Because Andre Ward did it effectively for himself.
Now, when you say got that paycheck, what's the bang, 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 bang?
Well, it's obviously savings, assets, and then you can spend it a little and have fun. But making sure that you're planning right now for life after boxing, because Shakur is making great money.
One of the huge things that Mike Tyson had with him was also taxes. It's very important to pay your taxes.
Yes.
So break down $1 million.
$1 million tax. All right. Let's say you're a boxer. Let's say you're a boxer. Shakur probably did a fight already for over $1 million, but he's most of his fights going forward are going to be $1 million up, right? They're going to be much more. On $1 million.
Yeah.
Number one, you got your camp. All right, your manager. You got to pay them.
Yeah.
Whatever the split is on that, could be 10%, 5%, whatever. So you lost that off the top. Remember, all boxers, basketball athletes, whatever. You made $1 million. You did not make $1 million.
No.
After that $1 million, unfortunately, you got taxes. So you're going to automatically pay around 30% to the IRS. So on $1,300,000 is gone to Uncle Sam. Don't forget that if you don't reside in the state that doesn't have state income tax, you got to pay the state's tax as well.
Like New York, right?
Yeah, like New York. So if you reside in New York, it's 30% to the feds off $1 million. That's $300K. It's closer if you live in the city too. It's even worse in the 5 boroughs. So it's around like 13-14% altogether between state tax and local income tax. That's another $140,000 off the million. So you're already $440,000 plus your management fees.
Half your pot is gone.
You
It's gone.
I think about 20%.
It's gone. It's gone. But do you know how many fighters, and Paulie just put me onto this, you know how many fighters take advances prior to the fight?
What do you mean, take advantage?
If they got a guaranteed fight, a lot of them take advances 3 or 4 days prior.
Advances.
Yeah. They'll take 20, 30 grand out their purse, and then
they're spending it before it's even done.
correct. Now, and also how many people borrow street money prior to the fight throughout all the ones, yo, you know, I got a check coming in. You know, I'm good on this day, XYZ.
Any loans you might have taken out.
Correct. So you're so far in the day that you get your paycheck. Hey, guys, this is, it could be a big, big problem. And most of the time it results to that in boxing because, you know.
Sometimes they actually,
so watch this.
Doesn't.
So you get a bunch of young superstar fighters, right, that make 40 grand. Fight twice a year, 80 grand. They got rent, they got car, they got their food, cell phone, basics. Guess what? After taxes, they're really only 50 grand, but they already spent 60 grand. So now you're negative on taxes at the end of the year because most of them don't pay their bill up front. The key to all of this when you run these big chunks of money, like an athlete, you immediately take out your taxes, send it. Make a payment right now on the IRS website and the state website. Make a payment. Let it come out. You will never, ever have problems in your life. You know who did that every single time? The first time I ever pulled his transcripts. I said, oh, shit. Paulie, don't kill me. But I was like, motherfucker has a credit with the IRS for $450,000. And that's when I sat back and I said, this guy is very, very smart. Every time he filed his taxes, whatever his tax bill would be, he already had the credit for it.
Nice.
So he never had to ditch out money. He ditched it out the day of boxing. The minute he got his check, he put away taxes. He made the payment to the IRS prior to filing the taxes, which is called estimated tax payments. So every 3 months, estimated on what he thinks he owes, and he'll send in the tax payment. So he had a major credit with the IRS every single year during boxing. So every single year, he'll send in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars so that when he files, he never runs into tax trouble. Paulie has never had a tax issue in his life.
Okay. So
And he set himself up for retirement while boxing, while making great money. Not, oh, I have a lot of money sitting now. Let me see what I'm going to do with it.
So that's pretty much, John, just paying your taxes up front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called estimated tax payments. You got to make 4 payments a year, and you usually get the stubs at the time that your income tax preparer files your tax returns, and it'll show how much is your estimated return. The system will generate an estimate as to what it thinks you would owe based on how much you made the prior year.
So as an athlete, that would probably be what would be best for me.
That's what's it's not best. That's what you should be doing. And when you don't pay estimated tax payment as an athlete because you're really uncertain when your money's coming in, okay? Especially boxers, this is vital for you. If you're an athlete that has a non-guaranteed contract, you need to hurry up and pay your fucking taxes. Boxers, not guaranteed.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be gone at any time, man.
You missed 6 months, but now you got taxes due. You're fucked. Don't bank on the next check to go ahead and pay your taxes because you might not have that next check. You know, it's fucked up. But look what happened to Paul Williams.
Yeah, these incidents happen. I mean, and even in football, basketball, injuries do happen.
Yeah. Especially look at football. A lot of it is non-guaranteed, also. You know, so it's bottom line. Pay your taxes up front so that you can get ready for life after boxing. I think a big thing, and you know, I'm gonna keep using Paulie as a great example, right? Developing some sort of side gig Not full time, because this is why you get into retirement, because you want time to yourself. But some sort of side gig to lessen the burn rate. So if you made millions, doing whatever you do, it could be boxing, it could be baseball, it could be real estate, your burn rate is going to go really fast if you got no other income coming in. To get some sort of side gig that allows you, so if your monthly expenses are $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, but that side gig brings in $3,500 a month, well, guess what? You have many more years left because your burn rate is much lower.
So as an athlete, I don't, athletes are pretty much known for, big sums of money coming in at one time.
Yeah.
So for a guy that's, got big chunks of money coming in, I mean, you're not going to find him, mowing the lawn after retirement or anything like that. What sort of businesses, some of these, high paid.
The safest that doesn't really require skill, I'd say, is real estate.
Yeah. So most get into real estate.
That doesn't really require skill. Like, you buy a place, rent it out. What skill you need?
Okay, fair enough.
But even though there's athletes that have gone the route of real estate and done horribly.
Who's doing very good in real estate? I think Charlie Villanueva.
He's doing really good. I follow his real estate.
Yeah, he's doing really good.
A-Rod was one. He actually had a really when the market crashed in 2007, his portfolio tanked.
I think Danny Garcia is doing his thing too. Out there in Florida with real estate. That's very good.
A-Rod,
very
who had a horrible experience was Antoine Walker. But
Walker,
he actually, he was one of those that
it's just negligence.
But as far as real estate, it comes down to the team. He from what I've seen and heard, he just didn't have a good team managing his properties, and everything went downhill. But in present time, most are getting into real estate. I know Charlie. I follow his thing. He actually started in New York. He explained his experience in New York and with real estate and being a landlord, and moved it over to Texas, and I think he has a few in Jersey or whatever the case may be. He's big into it. You mentioned Garcia.
Yeah, Danny Garcia. He got a decent portfolio building up now, and from what I remember now, I think his last 3 or 4 fights, and it could be further than that, since he's jumped into the real estate game. Every fight that he's doing, he's buying another property, buying another property, buying another property. He just bought one in Miami, like a multi-unit one, and it just reminds me of Paulie. Every time Paulie started getting those $1 million checks, he started buying another property. Because all right, let's use Danny as an example. Danny buys a multi-unit building, 30 units, renovating them. Did Danny ever spend the money? Yes or no?
What do you mean? No, he bought.
All right, let's say Danny makes $4 million that fight at the Barclays Center, and he used $1.5 million to buy a multi-unit. Did he spend the money?
No, he moved the money.
There you go.
He moved the money.
Danny never spent the money, but he acquired an asset that's going to generate more revenue for him, but he actually never spent the money. Yeah. He moved the money from his cute bank account to a cute asset. That's it. Now it's different. Danny went ahead and bought 5, Lamborghini Uruses. He spent the money. Can he sell the Urus to get a lot of his money back? Yes, but it still started depreciating the minute he bought that car.
Exactly. Who's another LaShawn McCoy, running back for the Eagles and Buffalo. He's big into investment. Who's also Luan Dang. Luan Dang.
Wow.
He's actually, from what the difference I've seen from
the Bulls, right?
He was for the Bulls. He's actually a developer, which is more.
Okay. Yeah.
I know he has a big project up in Westchester.
Right.
The first luxury properties, luxury rental properties in Westchester. Mm-hmm. So, and I know he does that with this guy, Nipsey Hussle's business manager.
I think to answer your question,
real estate is
I think the safest that doesn't really require skill. It still requires for you to put effort in. Yeah. Is real estate. Now when it comes to like crypto and stuff like that, I wouldn't consider it a safe investment. It's a risky investment, and more for the play right now, not long term. That you don't want to take 20% of your retirement money and throw it in crypto and then go, I hope it hits, because I got 40 more years left to live. It's a now play. You understand? Real estate. So I own several pieces of real estate, like $3.5 million, and I'm not selling them.
You're keeping.
I'm keeping. Because 10 years from now, maybe 6.2.
Mm-hmm.
So how many properties in real estate would I need as an athlete that's
I don't think it's properties. You can have one property that has 50 units that returns $50,000 a month. Guess what? If your total bills is $20,000 a month, you up 30. Hey, you're doing great. Great move. So it's not like you need more than 1 or 2 or 3. If you're gonna do one, it just has to bring in more, or at least, cover some sort of your burn rate. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm an athlete, and I'm a young athlete.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting around doing my own books. I'm not an accountant. So do I hire an accountant? Do I need a financial advisor?
You always need an accountant. So you always need a team.
I don't think you need an accountant. No offense. I think you need a very, very effective tax preparer. Because accountants get the numbers together to give to the tax preparer, but there's a lot of tax preparers that do accounting. We have like Sheena Chanel, who's she's an accountant who does tax preparation. So she gets all the numbers together and she files the return. You got 2 banks for $1. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We have a bunch. We have a bunch of people who work for Chase for the company. I won't say their name. Don't want to get them terminated. But they do accounting and they knock out all the numbers and they also do the person's taxes. So if you can find an effective tax preparer who actually does accounting or does bookkeeping, you're solid, bro.
But
you're solid.
That's part of when I.
That's a must.
That's a must. That's part of the team.
Yeah.
What I say is a business manager, meaning someone like John, right? John could be a business partner. Myself, we do business consulting. Whereas you have a young kid, came across $5 million, have no idea what to do with it, and this is where the problem comes. You don't have anyone in your team that knows how to, even if you need the accountant.
Yeah.
Because one thing people forget, and we, Fat Joe, right? Use him as an example. He had to do time because of something that his accountant did wrong.
Right.
Oh, shit.
So he absolutely did not do
Can I jump in real quick?
Sure.
Right there what you said? And I'm sure he's correct because his sources be good. If Fat Joe had to do time because of what his accountant did, here's where Fat Joe went wrong. But I'm sure he's doing right now.
He said it where he went wrong.
And I'm telling you, you don't just give your paperwork to your tax preparer. You don't just trust him. You need to audit him.
Correct.
And learn the tax situation in order for you to feel confident in what that person's doing. Look what happened to Kevin Garnett. Over $70 million stolen?
No, that was...
it was Kevin Garnett. 100%.
Him too?
100%. His accountant stole
how much money?
almost $70 million from him, bro. Google it.
How do you even do that without noticing?
You know why? Because he trusted too much. The accountant is your most powerful but most dangerous figure next to you. You know why? He sees your money. He controls your money. Are you fucking crazy? If you got to see him anyway. But if you can actually sit down and go, why is that number going high and why is this going low and why do I owe 45 and why do I owe 10 here? And how does once you learn your tax situation, nobody can ever fuck you. And then you're going to know who's good or not. So if he would have applied more effort into learning his accountant, learning who he is, learning what he does, why it goes up and down, left and right, he would have avoided jail time. Yeah. He would avoid jail time.
So that's where it is. And like
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey did
Steve
the same
Harvey.
thing.
He did a show with that.
You know what's crazy?
He got they stole what?
I think 40-something million, something to that extent.
Oh yeah, I did hear something about
20 or 20-something million. The thing with him was and knowing how we understand the tax thing, and understanding how someone like that's not watching the accountant and is trusting the accountant.
Yeah.
How he got robbed. I can see it.
Yeah, but listen, I've been around many of them. You know what they do? Yo, John, handle that.
Yeah.
No, you need to sit down with me and show you because I don't want you to come to a problem with me one day talking about you don't know why this bill is there. You didn't fucking sit with me. You gave me the paperwork and said go file it. All right, I filed it, and you fucking owe $400,000.
Yeah.
When I told you fucking save your receipts, this is how you deduct, but you didn't want to do that because I gave you a fucking simple app to go ahead and upload your receipts, which I could have saved you $100,000, but you're too fucking lazy.
So it's accountability for certain
It
things.
definitely
Yes.
is. And that's
if you have to see the most important person at the end of the year, my man, like you said, you know who you need to have in your corner? The most important person in your life besides your wife is your motherfucking accountant or tax preparer. Remember that, bro. And you will never be in a fucking financial binge. Remember that. But not just anybody. Don't just go, hey, you do tax? Great, we're buddies. Nah, this has to be that guy, your man, like, oh shit, he is the cream of the crop. There's many cream of the crops. Find one piece of the cream and you're going to be good. You get what I'm saying? When it comes to this tax thing for your future, bro.
I tell people all the time, especially with my clients and our clients, I know John is the same. I pride myself in teaching you, giving you as much information.
You call me less when I teach you.
If I tell you exactly everything that's going on, I can show you the screen. I can show you everything. August, I can relax.
I had a
September, I can relax.
Call
me in October when we're doing tax planning. Right now, we're relaxed. Why? Because any type of doubt, question that happens, oh, my guy already taught me this.
Yep. The company's name Truthful Taxes. I'm telling you the truth during the whole fucking process. I had a Chase banker here, right? And we doing his taxes. And I'm breaking it down. I got it on the screen. I'm showing us, like, you see how this number's going to react? Watch what I do when I change this number. The reason why it's going to do that is because this box in number 2 directly affects how much taxes is going to come back to you as a refund. Or if you, watch this. Bang. He was in school. But he wasn't in school learning something that doesn't apply to him. It was directly his situation. And because now he knows his situation, he felt like I was a god. I'm not a god. I educated you on your situation. Your situation won't change.
When you have that realization moment, you know what I mean?
100%.
It's gold.
100%. And once you get educated on your situation financially, and you know how to, and you actually know how to move it, you can go to any accountant and go, yo, bro, you're doing that wrong, because I know for a fact that my Schedule E is supposed to show my interest statement on it, and it's not there. Like, look at my previous one. It's there. You know what I'm saying?
So key point, as someone that's an athlete that's, you know, looking
100%.
Looking to retire.
So talking to people like Danny Garcia, you know, like if I had to talk with Danny Garcia, right, and I wanted to talk about boxing, I'm gonna fucking listen to him. Yeah. Why? He was a championship fighter. He that's what he does. If he goes, yo, John, this is the best way to cut weight, I'm not arguing him. Danny, yes, sir. Danny, yes. Yes. Master Danny. You understand? Paulie. Yeah, of course, Paulie. Got you. But when Paulie steps in my circle, Paulie, shut the fuck up. All right? Watch this. Bang. This is what you're going to take off. Bang. I do Paulie's taxes. Bang. Yo, Bach, nobody ever explained this to me. There you go. Why this woman never did?
Education is key.
Yeah, educating your client.
Education is key. So one of the key components to retirement is having an effective tax preparer who can do the bookkeeping service too, so you don't have to sit with 2 different people. If you can sit with one person, bro, you're golden. You know what I'm saying?
But most of these guys, and I know you, the most important is your tax person and your. What these guys are having is a team that is paying all their bills. Right? Yeah. They're paying all their bills. They have access to their bank account. Right. I remember seeing a conversation from Master P, right? He was at some point the first person I heard with $300 million. And things change. And he said, no, let me get my stuff. I know how to pay my bills. Right? Because if I can't pay this right here, then you go back to old school ways. What these guys do is just pay. And then you find out you're going broke at the last minute when it's like, hold on, let me make some adjustments. Let me pivot.
They didn't have any sense of what their overall...
because their job is just, you have $1 million, you have $50,000 a month.
When you get into retirement, believe it or not, you need you're in a much more relaxed state, but you need to take much more control.
Of course.
Of your actual finances when you're in the retirement age. I'm not retired yet, but everything I do right now is for retirement.
It's geared towards
retirement. And then when I actually say I'm not, doing anything no more, I already know how to move my money. I already know what bill to pay. Right now, I don't have none of my things on auto pay.
No?
Nope. No. On purpose.
On purpose.
I want to make sure that I'm diligent every single month. Wow. In my mind to go, yo, I got to make sure it's paid today.
John, you just taught me something else, champ.
Yeah, I'm not.
Auto pay gets you lazy. No, auto pay protects you, but auto pay gets you lazy and undisciplined.
No, I like the control aspect of that.
You have to. You have to.
I have more control if I don't have it on auto pay because now I'm really seeing.
Some people are gonna be like, "Yo, auto pay, I'll never mess up my credit."
I'll tell you the truth. Speaking about credit, I told you about this week. You know how I'm remanaging and establishing the budget for.
I'll show you how auto pay doesn't work. But yeah.
So no, but I'm gonna tell you what happened to this auto pay. I had a credit card that was an auto pay. Well, my lady actually had.
I already know what you about to say.
So it came out. And I wasn't aware of it, because I'm just getting a hold of the finances now. Mm-hmm. So it's like me not knowing, it threw me off with the number I was seeing in the account now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't know those auto payments are coming out and you're not aware of them, and I could imagine a $90 charge on a payment for a card. I can imagine millions of dollars what these athletes are dealing with.
Yeah.
So
if you're on auto pay, can your credit mess up because of that account? Yes or no?
Yeah, depending on if it's late.
Okay, so check this out. If you're on auto pay, you think like, all right, set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not carrying enough money in the bank account, it bounced. Guess what? When it bounced, that payment didn't go through. And you're still 30 days late because you're undisciplined to actually check it yourself because you set it and forget it. Here's another example where auto pay doesn't work. Oh, I changed my bank account. Fuck. It's still on auto pay. Auto pay doesn't tell you, hey, bank account messed up. It's gonna bounce.
Yeah.
And then what?
That happened. To
there
me.
you go.
You know what?
But watch this. If you were disciplined every single month to pay it on your own, and you still had it on auto pay,
they would have never got me.
You would not got it.
You know what was the number one argument I would deal with when I was managing buildings?
The utility bill not being paid?
No.
Contract to pay?
No.
What?
Maintenance bills comes in, right? And every month the person gets late fees.
Oh,
every month. Every month. Check this out.
Yeah.
Every month they'll get late fees.
This is maintenance fees for like a...
For their
community?
association community, right?
Okay.
So,
the HOA?
The HOA, condos, co-ops, they'll have like... But my maintenance fees were crazy. Like we're looking at, $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
High luxury.
High luxury. So I have an auto pay or my accountant pays. I'm on bill pay with my bank. Mm-hmm. And they never pay attention. And now their late fees are like $10,000, $20,000 because it's been happening for
God almighty.
So they're like, but I have bill pay. It's automatic with my bank. It's okay. You do understand that all you're doing is letting the bank you're allowing the bank to cut a check on your behalf and mail it in. So the date that you put on there, so say you put the 4th, we won't get that check and process that check until probably give it another week.
Right. Get closer to the mic.
So the fact that yes, you allow the check to be cut on the 3rd or 4th of the month, we don't receive that check until the 10th.
Right. So you get late.
You're late. So the mindset of auto pay or bill pay.
What were those late fees?
They accrue. It'll depend. I've seen late fees up to $100,000, and we have to negotiate. Lawyers get involved,
bro.
Yeah, because they're depending on the way the bylaws are set up. It can be some crazy accrual. Second, third gets multiplied by 100.
So you could easily lose thousands of dollars as an athlete if you're not on top of your game.
Yeah,
100%, bro.
Gotta think about it when you're playing the
just taxes alone, right? Check this out. You don't make those estimated tax payments, and at the end of the year, you make one big payment. You already have interest and penalty.
Correct.
Because you missed those.
Because you didn't pay your estimated tax payments. The law allows you to make one big payment with interest. And only penalty if you didn't pay it in full by April 15th or the due date.
Okay.
Or they allow estimated tax payments. If you make estimated tax payments, you avoid penalty and you avoid interest. If you make one lump sum payment, you can't avoid the interest because they wanted their money in payments.
Yeah.
But you can avoid the penalty as long as you file prior to the due date of whatever it is. So sometimes they changed it in 2020 to July. Mm-hmm. And this year was the 21st, right? 21st or 18th? It was something like that. But that's how you avoid penalty and interest. So with taxes at least. But, preparing is taxes. Preparing is having the right accountant. preparing is,
the business too, because you said get a gig, right?
Yeah. Preparing is also getting some sort of secondary income.
That's gonna go along, I guess, from person to person. It'll change, right? According to what lifestyle they might want.
Yeah. Well, of course. So
Some
depending on the
people
gig,
wanna go
Or personality. In the case of Paulie, he has the personality to be a commentator.
Yeah.
He
He has the insight. He has the like people love him.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I'm saying? So
that
he was
works for him.
perfect for that job, and it paid very well. I won't say what he got paid, but
Good paying job.
Oh, it's amazing.
Correct.
It's amazing.
It's a
I'll tell
career
you
after
numbers, and
boxing.
you're like, nah, fuck out of here. Hold the mic. I'll do that too.
Yeah, nah, those guys.
You know?
And him, he was an ex-champ,
Yeah.
and he knows the sport. He's actually one of the best commentators that came.
Put it
out
like
as
this:
a boxer.
there's not a telecaster in boxing that every time they do a fight, they don't make a minimum of 20 G's, 20 to 25,000.
Absolutely.
They're making more than the undercard fighters.
Yeah, they are.
No, but there's nothing wrong with that because the people on the panel earned to be there. They were the ones who got punched in the face. They're the ones who actually went through all the training to earn the right to talk about what they know about.
That's right. Especially Paulie.
100%.
He was an ex-champ.
Yo,
you
bro.
You got other non-fighters that get
Right.
paid very good too. I mean, I've heard some numbers too along the
No.
grapevine. And it's
So
it's
I think
pretty good.
with athletes, and we're gonna stick to that.
Teofimo's getting paid good. Shakur's getting paid good. Chris is getting paid good. Chris Colbert. Lomachenko, he's getting paid fucking probably the highest out of everybody.
Oh, wow.
And look they got nearly the same record. Lomachenko and Chris Colbert. Lomachenko's like, what, 18, 19 or something like that?
Yeah, he was just pushed different.
Yeah, I know. They gave
was the
him
European-
championship fights, first fight in, even though he got fucked up.
He was on what we call in the boxing game on the fast track.
Yeah.
He was just taking
Yeah.
top notch.
But he was able to do it, though. That's why.
He had the skill.
Yeah, he had the skill. So
You know what? I never seen these. Well, yeah. Who knew? You got to know who you're with, man. Well, in boxing, it is.
Look, in anything, just for anyone that's listening, and it's in that, are you getting ready to come across some large money? Just have a team, right?
How important is it to have the right
It's
people
A1,
around you?
but not
Because-
just that.
You
Because
know what I'm saying? You mentioned the.
check this out.
the entourage.
Yeah.
The entourage. Let's just on the business aspect. Whoever it is, it could be whoever you decide. If they're not being transparent, and that goes for any type of business. That goes for any type of business you're doing. If the person you're working with is not transparent, start questioning.
I see.
If you deal with an attorney and he's talking to you in a language you do not understand,
You're fucked
and
up.
he is unwilling
You're
to
fucked up.
break it down to you in a language you understand,
Red flag.
Red flag.
out of here.
Yep.
If your tax guys are not willing to be transparent and show you what they see, or more importantly, understand your situation and does not even give you a heads up, that's like just human. That's just like common courtesy. Hey, look, you're coming across a big tax bill in 2 years.
And this is, ready? I'm going to dumb it down to the simplest term the way you're saying it. Ready? Hey, Kenneth, right now, you got $20 million in the bank. You're tax-free. You got one more fight. It's worth $3 million. Right? I want you to do this. It can't get any simpler than this. I want you to pay 45%, which is $450,000 for every million, to the IRS tomorrow, right now. Okay? What did I just tell you? Make your payment. You're straight. But no, they might not listen. That's too much money. Okay, no problem.
What are some of the reasons why, in your experience, right, guys? What are some of the reasons that you see these, high paid athletes or just anyone in general that makes these decisions, to spend the money first before paying their what Kenny likes to say.
Buy that time forward.
And if you didn't know, make sure you check out Truthful Taxes at truthfultaxes.com.
Don't go to H&R Block. Go to Truthful Taxes. Period.
What it comes down to is lack of experience.
Well, they can have experience and still not do it.
Yeah, that. Well, no, they might know the information. They just won't do it because one, they have to experience losing everything.
So
I think that's I do think that I think that's a key. He said experience losing everything. Mike Tyson lost everything, and when he gained some of it back, he knew never to play around again.
Yeah,
he lost 400 mil, 300 mil, whatever the number was.
Huge.
And guess what? Mike Tyson looks like a fun dude to be around and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like super cool, everything.
He's back up.
But he made a financial mistake. He lost everything, and he had the fight in him along with the skill set still.
And the right team.
Very important, the right team, to give him enough confidence to still make millions of dollars. Does he make 400 mil? No. But he still made a comfortable living back, and he knows how to sustain it now. So what do we see more of Mike Tyson now? We see him more on air than everywhere else that he's ever been even fighting. He's on a podcast. If he's not on a podcast, he's on a TV show. If he's not on a TV show, why? Because he's doing what it takes to sustain his living. What does he have? Many part-time gigs to lessen his burn rate.
There we go.
Burn rate.
Perfect example.
Mike Tyson has a certain amount of money sitting, and these are his bills. But for him not to go burn right away, he needs to have other gigs in place that either equal or pay more than his burn rate, so he never burns through his cash, and he still, look at
discipline and planning ahead is what I'm getting.
100%. Discipline, plan ahead,
constantly.
Plan now for later.
Team, discipline, plan ahead.
And retirement doesn't start when you retire. It starts with the R in the beginning. Retirement's a whole word, but it begins with R. Right now.
Yeah, right.
Begins right now. Literally right now.
So right now, I guess for the average man, working man, W-2 man, the 401k, retirement plans, I guess that's somewhat of a plan, right?
Same concept.
Yeah.
Same concept.
Educate yourself. Get the right accountant. Even if you made $50,000, the right person, the right team, the right surroundings, the right information can save you, right? So it's the same concept. Doesn't matter.
A big portion of that is securing your living situation first. Paulie, I'll use him as an example again, secured his situation first. Had a beautiful brownstone with his boy Pete down in Bensonhurst.
Shout out to Pete.
And, he bought that early in his career. Now it's like $1.8 million. And him and Pete living there, he has a whole floor. Yeah. Paulie has a whole floor. And guess what? It's paid off. But he secured himself. Everything goes wrong, he always got a place to live.
That's right.
You understand? But he has 8 other properties. He got Miami. He got fucking Long Beach. He got fucking Pennsylvania. He got fucking 3 in
Florida.
In Fort Lauderdale. He got 4 in Fort Lauderdale. He had 1 in Vegas.
That's I think a misconception too by those that don't know really too much about the real estate. They feel like they have to invest in the state that they live in, but the market's across the country. I know Kenneth,
yeah.
You're probably aware of that. A lot of people think that, I'm in Jersey, I'm going to buy my house in Jersey, but the market might be better in Arizona.
No, but Paulie bought actually in everywhere where he was there a lot. He's always in Florida, so he bought in Florida. He's always fighting in Vegas, so he bought and he also does fights in Vegas, so he had a place in Vegas. But you know what's crazy? Paulie lived there like 1 year. He rented it out the whole time. And then he sold it for a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when it came down to Paulie, wanting to do a bigger move, he bought a building in Pennsylvania with the money that he got from Las Vegas. But if Paulie if Paulie didn't go ahead and use his fight money at the time in the beginning to go get that Vegas property to buy the building in PA, it's planning for your future endeavors in order for you to be safe. And that comes with the right accountant. That comes with you getting a little gig to lessen your burn rate. That comes with you paying estimated tax payments. That comes with having the right team around you. It comes with a lot of little different things. And guess what? It's no different because he's Puerto Rican or black or Chinese and he's a boxer and he's a mail carrier. It's all the same for everyone. But the amounts are different for everyone.
That's right.
I might need $20,000 a month. He might need $4,000 a month. He might need $30,000 a month.
So you're again planning, right?
Still planning. Still all the same thing.
If you're retiring at a certain age,
still all the same thing.
Or you're planning at a certain age, you got to plan how much money maybe you're going to estimate in spending for whatever time you think you're going to be alive.
Yeah.
It's all planning.
All planning. So, the biggest importance to early retirement and sustaining retirement is all planning with those factors in place. And remember, when it comes to retirement, it begins now with the R. So look at retirement like that. In order for you to reach retirement, go through every letter of retirement and start off right there. You started with R. All right, cool. You ready? All right, what's next? Make sure you get to that T, which is tomorrow.
Wow.
All right.
Guys, fellas, this was very insightful.
Yeah, man.
Another one here at TruePod, man.
Yeah, TruePod Studios. Listen, like, subscribe, comment, our Instagram handle, TruePod, which is P_O_D. And then my handle at truthfultaxes.com. At truthful_taxes.
Don't forget the truthfultaxes.com.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, and the website, truthfultaxes.com. And, if you're looking for a tax preparer, simply go to the locations, punch in your zip code, and you find your closest tax partner right next to you.
Got it. And you know me, Kenny Taxes.
Yeah.
At Kenny Taxes. Let's go.
All right. Peace out, guys. God bless.
Guys.
All right. Till next time.
Just don't provoke me, cause I don't need no cellmates. I'm in a 2-seat, doing drives like a mailman. This ain't no hoopty ass, she riding, she's a hell yeah. No, I won't lose sleep about no pussy, I'm like farewell. Yeah. I'm outside. I know how it feel to see your homie switch sides. I know how to put that Rolls Royce shit in drive. I know how to load a clip and shoot, we gotta ride. You ain't gotta lie to me, baby, no. You know it's a vibe every time we catch him off sides, he won't make it, no. Money on my mind, I can't get